Hi folks, Joseph Kursky here with you to talk about teaching about scale, specifically comparing the sizes of countries with this fabulous new 3D web mapping application. A concept that's central to the teaching of GIS, geography, environmental science, and other disciplines is scale. One effective way to teach about scale is to use a subject that most people have at least some grasp of, world countries, for example. This amazing new 3D web mapping application allows instructors and students to quickly and effectively compare sizes of world countries. It thus can serve as an effective way to teach and learn about scale and related concepts. To use the application, as you can see here, all you need is a web browser and an internet connection. No sign-in is required and no software is required to install. Click on a country and then use the controller bars that appear to move that country to another location on the Earth. In the example showing here, I am overlaying, for example, India on top of the continental USA, and I see that India's size makes it extend partway into Canada and Mexico. I challenge you to use this tool also to foster knowledge about the shape and size of countries that your students may be completely unfamiliar with. I also encourage you to use this application to tilt the Earth so that north is not at the top to provide an extra challenge. Compare this 3D application to 2D maps, for example, in ArcGIS Online, and discuss the differences with your students. This application also provides an easy way to teach about the age-old issue with size and shape distortions for land masses using the Web Mercator projection. So go ahead and use this application to place Greenland on top of Brazil. Unlike the perception resulting from maps in unprojected spaces or in the Web Mercator projection, in reality, Brazil is really much larger than Greenland. See if you can put Brazil all the way around Greenland. In other words, Greenland inside Brazil. Scale is an important topic to study changes over space and over time. Scale is fundamental to teaching about the interaction between the biosphere, anthroposphere, lithosphere, cryosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere. The scale of your study and the scale and resolution of the data you are using impacts all the analysis you do in a GIS. To teach about these concepts, you could use my 15 videos in my Scale Matters playlist on my Our Earth YouTube channel, for example. Or you could use the USGS base maps in ArcGIS Online, examining the difference between the 1 to 250,000 scale, the 1 to 100,000 scale, and the 1 to 24,000 scale maps that are in that set of base maps. What features are shown at each scale and how are they rendered in terms of their symbology? Or you could compare 15-meter Landsat imagery with 1-meter satellite imagery with 15-centimeter UAV or drone imagery. Or you could compare selected demographic variables by country or county or zip code or census tracts versus block groups, discussing the areal extent of each polygon and the patterns that may be evident at certain scales but not at other scales. The 3D web mapping application that you see here provides one more way, and I would argue a fascinating way, to teach about this important concept. You can also do something similar on Mars using the tool and the questions I posed in my essay from 2021. Place France on Olympus Mons, or place Texas on the crater where the Perseverance landed in 2021. You can also place buildings and landforms on physical features on Mars, such as the Grand Canyon on top of the Valles Marineris. Not only are these Earth and Mars web mapping applications important teaching tools, but they are also fascinating and fun. In fact, if your students don't say "cool" while using these tools, I would be very surprised. This application that I'm showing here was developed by my colleague Arno Fiva, to whom I am very grateful. Arno is focused on creating 3D web apps using the ArcGIS API for JavaScript. Arno has a very interesting job. Encourage your students to learn JavaScript and Python and other GIS-related development tools as well, so that they can be inspired to pursue similar career paths as Arno has. Follow Arno's work on Twitter here. Thanks, and explore. This is incredibly fascinating. Thanks.